All right, welcome back to another episode of our JSON hotel reservation backend we are building here in the full-time GoDev program. If I remember correctly, in the previous episode, we were trying to create a booking. And what we have is, the problem we had is basically these dates, these from dates and till dates, basically, they didn't work. And that's because we didn't format it correctly. And I figured it out, we just forgot to basically, I thought if we just put the date, it could marshal it, but it isn't. So we need to put the whole format inside of these things. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to say from date, and then we are going to say till date. And that's, I can actually copy this, to be honest. Let's paste that in. The question rather is, what date are we today? We are 13. So this basically, I think we are 4, right? Yes, 23, 13. So let's book for 15 and to 20, right? Wait, I think that's going to be a mistake. Can I Control Z this? 15, yeah, I think it's good, 20, 20, these things. So that's that. The next thing we need to have in our API is going to be booking. Let me see. So we have all that num persons, that's the thing, num persons. How many people we want to book this thing. So we're going to say num persons. Just like this, and let's say 2 persons. So let's send this over. Of course, we're going to have a problem, and that's because I need to make run it. Just like that. I already have the token and everything in setup, so it could be good. Boom. We're going to paste it, and then we're going to see... I forgot that the terminal is here. So we're going to have some stuff, right? Now we have these dates. Now they are valid, all right? So let's go to the booking API. That's going to be booking... I think it's the room handler. Yes, right. So in our room handler, we have this booking here. That's perfectly fine. And now we need to insert that booking. The question rather is, do we already have a store for booking? I think we have. Let me see. Booking. We don't. So I think we're going to make a booking store. That's what we need to do. So I'm going to open up DB, hotel, room. Yeah, fine. I'm going to make a new file. It's going to be booking store. Go. Then I'm going to basically also, let's say package is going to be package DB. What's going on here? Package DB. Save this thing up. Split the screen. Open up a room store or something. So we can actually copy some stuff. It's going to be an interface. Then we're going to have this. Yeah. And then we're going to have a new. Okay, cool. So I'm going to try to replicate this real quick. I'm going to say type booking store. That's going to be an interface. We're going to say insert booking. That's going to be a context.context, of course. And it's going to be pointed to a types booking. And that's going to return maybe a types booking with the ID. That would be good. Types booking, and of course an error. It's very weird. Let me try to electrically discharge myself once again. It's so annoying. If you guys have an idea how to make my room less electrically charged, let me know. It's so annoying. Booking store here, that's fine. Insert booking, yeah. We're gonna say type booking store. That's gonna be a Mongo booking store, by the way. The actual implementation of our interface, remember. So we're gonna say a Mongo booking store struct, and then we're gonna say, actually, to be honest, we can copy the whole shebang in here, paste that in, and that's going to be a booking store. Save that up, that's fine. Collection, all good. And then we're going to say func new Mongo booking store. We're going to take in the client, which is going to be a pointer to a mongo.client. And do we have, I think it's fine. And it's going to return a Mongo booking store pointer, all right? Just like that. And I think now we can basically kill this. So what we're going to do, we're going to return. Actually, to be honest, we cannot kill this because I'm hotel store real quick to see. It's like a nasty trick just to see what you did to get you up to speed. So we need a client and this thing. So I'm going to copy this, paste that in. It's going to be a Mongo booking store client DB name. The collection is going to be bookings. Perfectly fine. And then we are going to say func as booking store. Insert booking. And now, let me see here. Insert, I'm gonna copy this real quick. Paste that then in here. Make this a function. Just like that. Of course, this is not gonna work, so I'm gonna comment this in. Out, actually. So we're gonna insert the booking, it's gonna be a city, and now we can actually delete this, so we have some more room. We're gonna say it's gonna be a context.context. And the booking itself is going to be a types.booking. And that's going to return a pointer to a types.booking and an error. Just like that. Yeah. So next we're going to do is we're going to say scol insert one. It's going to be this booking. What is going on with S? More booking store, that's the thing. All right. Hotel ID is going to be the booking ID, remember, because we're going to set that. Going to be the response, perfectly fine, and that's going to be the booking itself once again, updated with the ID. So that should be good. So right now in main, what we're going to do is we're going to make a new booking store here. A new Mongo is going to be a new booking store with the client, all fine. And then we are going to create this. I think it's going to be the room handler. It's going to have a store. What I'm going to do is booking. We don't have that, so I'm going to open up. Actually, kill this real quick. This is going to have the store. Going to have the bookings, which is going to be the booking store here. The problem is that we don't have that, so we're going to do this. Booking. The booking store, just like that. Back to main. And I think we are good to go. So now in our room handler, we're going to have access to this booking store. Right here. So we're going to say booking, actually inserted error is going to be S, I think it's H, store booking, insert booking, the C context, right, from Fiber, and then we're going to say the booking here, and that should be a pointer, so I'm going to copy this over if the error is not null. We're going to return the error. Yes. Then we have an inserted. So what we're going to do is we're going to return CJSON, this inserted thing. All right. Is this going to work? We have some problems. No, we don't. So I'm going to kill this, make run. Yep. And then I'm going to open up my new request here again from thingies. So we're going to say, we're going to book this room, which is basically a room we have in our database. And 2 persons, I'm going to press send and see what's going on. Yes, so we have a booking ID. We have a user ID. We have the room ID, so many persons from and till this date is perfectly fine. So the first thing we're going to do is, before we're going to list them out, we're going to do some small validations, right? So what I'm thinking to do first is in room handler, the first validation is func p, going to be book params. We're going to say validate. Maybe we are going to return here an error. Maybe one error, maybe multiple errors like we did. So we're going to say if p. So we're going to say now is going to be time.now. We're going to say if now is smaller than p dot from date. Can we do that? That's a time. Oh wait, Yeah, I see. We cannot do that. For times, we need to do something else. So what can we not do? We cannot book a room that's basically... Wait, so from... Yeah, so we're going to say if now after params from, we're going to return fmt error f cannot book a room in the past. Let's return nil here. Then we're going to say till if now, wait, this is basically from, so if now dot after from date or now dot after, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not quite sure, from date till date actually, we cannot book a room in the past. Right, that's the first thing we are gonna test. So first of all, if we make a new booking here, the first thing we're gonna do is check the params here, right? We're gonna parse them, we're gonna say if params validate, if r is going to be params validate, if the error is not null, we're gonna return that error, perfectly fine. So can we test that? Make run. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try something, right? So we have from date, today we are basically 13. So if I say 12, this should fail, right? Cannot book a room in the past, right? You cannot book a room, it's already, we are 13. Can I book a room for today? Probably we can. So I'm gonna say for tomorrow, and we're gonna do till, for example, 13. And we do then we're going to say cannot book a room in the past. That's perfectly fine, right? So we could do 15 and send that, boom. The problem is this room is already booked, right? So what we need to do is we need to make sure we cannot book a room, right? That's already been booked. So how we are going to do that? I think the first thing we're gonna do is in our booking store, we're gonna say, how did we actually do that with others? Just wanna see, double check the naming, so we have a conventional naming for everything. It's gonna be get users, so we're gonna say, let's copy this over, gonna be get bookings or something, right? We're gonna say get bookings. We're gonna say a filter, that's something we need. Actually, there's gonna be a bsum m, right? Bsum m. And that's gonna be a slice of types booking. Yeah. So let's implement that. We're gonna say func as mongo booking store. Sometimes when there is a type hinting, I try to type it out just to not be too lazy. I'm gonna say get bookings ctx context dot context and a filter bsum m, and it's gonna return a slice of booking types dot booking, by the way, types booking and an error, and then we are going to say, we're going to say that the response error is going to be as collection dot find ctx filter if r is not null. We're going to return null r. All right. Otherwise, we're going to say var bookings is going to be a slice of pointer to types dot booking. And then we're gonna say if a response, actually there's gonna be a cursor, I think. Decodes, no, it's gonna be all, response all. I think it's gonna be a cursor. We're gonna call this cur. If cur.all and bookings. We're gonna marshal that in, decode that in. There's gonna be an error, I think. If r is going to be cursor all and the error is not null, please, yes, we are going to say return r, nil r, by the way. Boom. That should have a CTX, basically. That's fine. We have that. And then we're going to say return bookings null. I think that's get bookings. Do we have that here? We have that there. That's perfectly fine. We're going to test some stuff. The first thing we're going to do is in our room handler. The first thing we're going to do is try to find bookings, right? Room ID, yada, yada, yada. This is our booking. So the first thing we're going to do is try to find bookings that are already booked. So we're going to say bookings, error is going to be h store booking, get bookings, CTX is going to be, no, going to be C context, by the way. C context, and then we're going to have a filter, right? We're going to say filter here, or we could say where, right? If r is not null, we are going to, oh la 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 la. Sheets, return r. Just like that. We don't have where, but that's no problem. Otherwise, we're going to say fmt. Let's print out the bookings we found. Boom. And we're going to make a where is going to be a bson.m. And we're going to say, let's first find from date. And that's going to be params from date. And actually, to be honest, from data, it's going to be from date, by the way. Tail date is going to be, I think we need to do something like that. From date is going to be another bson.m. Let's delete this. And then we're going to say something like from date should be greater than or equal. Does it exist? Then params from date. And we're going to copy the same thing with till date. And that's going to be lesser than or equal. I don't know if that's going to work. Till date. No clue. We will see. Go make a run. New request. I sent it. I still need to find a way. We have one. We found one. So that basically means if len bookings is bigger than 0, that basically means that we have bookings. So we could say return a generic response. See status HTTP, maybe a bad request or something, .json generic response. The type is going to be an error, and the message is going to be room. We could do this. fmt s print f room %s already booked. Is it going to be the room ID here? Yeah. All right. Make run. New request. Boom. Error. Oh yeah, it's an object ID here. Maybe we are going to fix that real quick. We're going to say room ID string here, right? Perfectly fine. All right. Yeah. Let's remake a run. A new request. Let's do it again. Boom. And why do we have this? Did we not save this? Room ID string, right? So why do we? Should be good actually. Make run should be an that's weird, because room ID basically calling string to this thing. What you could do to make it a quick fix is we're going to say something like c.params ID or something, right? That should be a viable option. Make run. Do it again. Boom. Right now, room is already booked, right? Of course, you could make a booking response where you could say it's booked from this date to that date already, something like that. But at least we cannot book when it's already been booked. So what we could do is let's make a new request, right? So let's book something from the 20th to 22 or something. Boom, it's booked, right? If you do that again, then the room is already booked. Hey, that's amazing, isn't it? So we have this basic validation. Of course, there could be more validations in it, but we will see. We will see if we come across some things we need to do. But hey, you see, MongoDB very handy with these things, right? So you could say this is a little bit nasty because look at this. This all takes in. So what we could do, we could make a helper function here, for example. It's perfectly fine. You could so is check room. Wait, is room available? Wait, what's going on here? Is room available for booking? Let's make it an boolean, and we're gonna give this an ID, which is gonna be a string, or an object ID could also be maybe. That's maybe better. Wait, we made one big mistake. I just remembered this. Wait. This is we do from date but till date, but we need to query. We need to query the ID of the booking. That's very important. So we are going to say that where the ID is going to be the room ID, right? That's very important. It's going to be the room ID, right? That's important. It needs to be the room ID. Otherwise, we are in problem. Let me quickly check if that's still going to work. Probably it will. But that's a very important detail we cannot forget. So we're going to do it again. Send. Yeah, it's already booked. Perfectly fine. That's fine. Room handler. So because I was thinking in this function, I need a room ID and we don't use it, right? So we're going to say that this ID, we're going to call this a room ID, make it explicit. It's going to be a primitive dot object ID. Maybe we should... I want to do num_persons also. For the sake. This is for later on. I think we're going to use that for later on. So what we could do is we could... actually, to be honest, we're going to give this a room ID. And instead of this num_persons, we're going to put the params in it. And that's going to be booking params. I think that's much better because then we have everything we need for later. So we're going to take everything in here, copy that, paste that in here. And then we're going to say, oh, we don't have a store. That's also true. So we're going to say that we're going to have the booking. We're going to say BS. It's going to be a DB booking store. That's perfectly fine. No worry about that. What you also could do is, actually, to be honest, I have a better idea. Let's make it a function receiver, by the way. We're going to say this. It's going to be a handler. Room handler. It's fine to put it on the room handler. Because then we're going to make a private function. And it's going to be, is room available for booking? Room ID. Room ID is going to be a primitive object ID. That's fine. Room ID, yada yada. It's going to be see context. We don't have that. But there's no worries about this, to be honest. Actually, we need that context. That's very important. It's a good practice, guys, so we're going to keep doing that. CTX, where an error. We're going to say, if there is an error, we're going to say return false. We're going to say return true. Which basically means that it's actually, that's also not the case. Let's make it a Boolean error. To make it really, really, really robust, it's important. I'm teaching you good concepts. Let's make it an error. We're going to say return. We're going to return false because we don't know whether there's going to be an error, so it doesn't really matter. And in this case, we don't need to do this thing. We're going to keep posting that here for later on. We're going to say if ln bookings is bigger. If we have bookings, we're going to return true. Nil, otherwise, wait, we're going to say OK is going to be, we're going to make it a little bit better. Len bookings equals 0. And we're going to say return OK nil. Look at this beautiful function, right? So is room available for booking? So we're going to say here if h.is room available for booking. If it's not available, we are going to return this beautiful error message, and we need to pass in the C context and the room ID and the params. It's going to be, actually, to be honest, it's going to be if OK r. We're going to say this. OK, R is going to be this thing. If the error is not nil, we are going to return the error, right? Make it nice and clean. Make it handle your errors all the time. If not OK, then we're going to return this response. OK. So what is here the problem? No. OK, we have these two things. Fine, fine, fine. Make run. Do this and do this. Send. Room already booked. Completely true. Let's book this from 23. We're gonna book it till 25, and it's booked. If you do it again, it's already booked. Hey, look at this. Bookings are done-ish. Room handler. What we're gonna do now is room handler handle get rooms. Well, actually, I think we have that for hotels, right? Let me quickly check or request what we can do here. I want to basically say hotels. That's gonna be a get request, right? So hotels, hotel, by the way. So we have this hotel, so I'm gonna copy that hotel, and I'm gonna paste this ID in. What I'm doing here, I'm copying with Control V. That's not the case. We're gonna send that. We're gonna have these rooms here. Yeah. There is no actually a way to list rooms. So what I'm gonna do basically is make that thing. I think it's a good idea to have to have a way to make a get rooms handler handle get rooms. Yeah. It's gonna be yes. We're gonna return nil. Let's open up main real quick because we are going to add that room. We're gonna make a get request here. Get. Let's post that at the top. Get slash room. Yeah. That's gonna be room handler handle get rooms. That's what we want. Delete this. It's gonna be this. So we're gonna say that the rooms R is going to be h.store.booking room, by the way, get rooms, c.context, and then we need a filter. So we're gonna say bson.m, and we don't actually gonna put anything in it for now. If there is an error and that is not nil, we are going to return that error. Otherwise, we are going to return a CJSON of the rooms. And let's see if that's gonna work. Make a run. And a new request here. Let's see if we can list all our rooms here. Room. Yes, yeah, we have it, right? So I'm just thinking about something. Basically, is how the way we handle these bookings, right? We could actually embed the bookings for a room. The question rather is, does it make sense? I'm really thinking about this. We could make here bookings inside of this room to see. But the thing is, it depends. You could say, when do we embed something inside of database, inside of another document? When do we do that? Well, we could do that when we don't need to update where we are not going to share a lot of these separate structures to other entities. And what do I mean by that? It's going to be a little bit complex, but imagine that we embedded bookings here, and we also using bookings for an hotel or something, and we update it. Then we need to update it everywhere we want to keep track of these bookings. And right now we have our own bookings table. Such things are such decisions are most likely being set out before you're going to make something, right? But I don't think it's a good approach, because you're only going to know how to structure your database, what will work, is by actually implementing it, right? So now we basically implemented it into a bookings collection. But maybe in 3-4 episodes further, we think, actually, remember that we thought about making it embedded? Well, actually, we should do it. And then we should actually do it and refactor it. I think it's something that will come together as long as the project grows, and to see how we're going to use it, and basing our decision based on that, right? Based on that. I think that's a good approach, right? So I think that's good for now. We can book things up. I think the next episode, we're going to list bookings. We're going to make sure we can, because these bookings here, these rooms here, I want to see if they are booked or not. So we're going to do some data enrichment, data aggregation, so we can enrich to see if the front end is scrolling through all the rooms, if it's already booked, if the room is available, yes or no. That does not need to be a separate variable. That can basically be something we enrich in our in our handlers. And then maybe we're going to see, maybe then we could say, maybe we should actually have the bookings embedded in here. We're going to see. That's for the next lesson. See you then.